Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and board gaming aficionado. With this video, we're going to be unboxing Brass Lancashire and Brass Birmingham and this incredibly heavy box of iron clay tokens for Brass. Let's see what's in the boxes. Alright, we're going to be starting with Brass Lancashire, and please forgive any flubs because obviously I am definitely doing this live as it is still even wrapped in the cellophane plastic. Very careful not to cut our box. These were review copies sent over by Roxley that obviously shipped when the rest of the Kickstarter shipped. Alright, so here is the extremely gorgeous box to Lincolnshire, and this was part of the whole Kickstarter deal, was that it was going to be a art update to, I believe the original is about 10 years old now, which is just called Brass. Here's what the back of the box looks like, which is actually quite minimal considering that the art is a big draw to this game. Just kind of a little bit of art up there and then the contents, and that's it. There's kind of a neat little limited edition number on there for the Kickstarter printing, which is the first run here. Alright, and you can see the box top doesn't actually go all the way down, which is probably by design, although it certainly seems sturdy enough. This is also quite the heavy box, as you would imagine, with a lot of pieces inside. So let's see what we've got. My history with Brass is not much history. I have played the mobile game, so I know how to play it, but obviously since I was not a backer, I don't actually have followed any of the updates or anything. But wow, that is a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous looking. Is this the manual proper? I love that it starts with the actual component listing, so you can go through and check, make sure you've got everything right off the bat, as well as just showing off everything that we've got in here. Quick note on the Industrial Revolution to get you in the theme of the game. Credits, video and digital tutorials, which is, oh boy, look at this. That is just lovely. Gosh, the artwork and the design is just fantastic here. We'll be obviously looking at the board momentarily, but that is a truly lovely manual that I am looking at. Very nice. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. You get actual notes about leaders of the Industrial Revolution of that, what is that, 19th century era? Wow, that's pretty spiffy. And it's not all dudes, which is also pretty spiffy. Very cool. Oh, that's good. Classic rules and directory game. Basically, yeah, like kind of a quick guide on the back. Community 2-player variant. That'll be good to know because a lot of my games are 2-player these days. All right, so what did I just knock over? Padding, I think. The board. Show me England in the 19th century. Goodness, it's folding out. I'm seeing it. Okay. Okay, we're turning it. There we go. There's the board. Folds out into, or quadrants, I guess. But this is recognizable to anyone that has played the original Brass, except it is way better looking. It doesn't have that kind of gross old map look. This looks like an actual, like a video game, RPG map that you would pull up. Extremely lovely artwork all around, places to put all the cards and goods, and obviously the places where you can put all your various seaports, coal mines, and the like. Oh, I like the section up here. We can actually, might have to fold it to show it on the video. This one up there for, I believe that's coal and iron, if I'm remembering the game correctly. The marketplace, so pretty darn cool there. I like that board quite a bit. Let's kind of put it right there so it's on the side. Okay, do you like punching out things? Because have I got things for you to punch out? Look at that. And this actually comes in its own cellophane plastic, which is gonna have to make me nervously cut it so that we can actually look at these things. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so they packed it together. That's kind of impressive. I've never known a company to actually pack together the punch-out board like that. Which is nice, because, you know, a lot of times you'll open these boxes up and you'll end up with some of the punch-outs kind of loose in the box, which isn't really a big deal, but it can make you a little nervous when you're first opening a game up. Alright, hand this off to my assistant, known as my daughter, off screen. So, what do we've got here? The ships. I think these are the shipyards. So it looks like it actually comes with these guys as characters. Wow, these are just popping right out as I'm grabbing this thing too. Which is good. You definitely want these things to pop out easily and not difficultly. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Really selling the time period theme we've got here. Try to carefully put these on the side. So many cardboard chits. So many cardboard chits. So color-coded. Yay, purple. I always play with purple. Little fun fact about me. Purple is great.
Yay, golden!
And red. Silver. Yellow, and I guess, yeah, kind of a gray silver. But yeah, it's pretty easy to punch out, too. They're all just color-coordinated, all right on here. Very lovely. That'll take not really hardly any time.
Look at this thing.
Very easy to punch out. How am I trying to put that back in?
What the heck is that?
What the heck is that? That says brass. This is, we get to check out the insert here, which is a hideous orange color.
No, it's great.
It's lovely. You think it's great?
Yeah, it looks lovely.
Oh, man. It's, wow, it's orange and blue right here is quite the combo. All right, what did I just pick up here, though? We've got, what is this? Open. Wrapping it, what the hell? Oh, we're taking the blade. Woo! Alright. Oh, the player boards.
Oh yes, you can't play with those things without the player boards.
That's true, and it looks really, really nice. The back of it simply says Brass Lancashire on it. This is just the one side player board where you keep track of your own industry, shipyard, iron mills, coal plants, all that good stuff. These are really nice looking, and they're real thick too. Good stuff. Okay, so we've got some extra bags for the chits. Plenty of bags. This is pretty much the standard for all board games now. They just give you a shit ton of bags.
And there's lots of these pieces as well.
What they usually don't. Yeah, those are. Let's show a couple of those on the camera. There we go. There's your coal and iron right there.
Coal and iron.
So we usually get these bags. What we don't usually get is this nice big insert. I don't know why we went with a hideous, like, construction orange.
Daddy.
But everything else is so lovely. Okay, so there's our, wow.
That's a beautiful box.
It is a beautiful box. These are the heavy clay. I wonder what that other box is then. This looks like what it basically is. Is this taped shut or can we just open this?
I think it tapes shut.
I think it is opening slowly. I'm going to drop all these things. Okay, let's be careful.
Yeah, so like...
There we go.
Whoa, there's this.
Yep, they do come wrapped up on their own, which is nice. But these are the monies. Monies. Look at that. These are basically clay poker chips.
Yeah, they do. Kind of look like poker chips.
Which is
I got
really fantastic.
Hey, look, you can feel them. They give them easy to rip out here, see?
Yeah, we're going to have to open these up.
Ow.
But they give you a pretty good amount, it looks like, in their own little nice resting, you know, poker-type container. And this
plus this one comes with two.
Insert that lets you easily just store them. Whoa, careful there.
I'm good.
Right there.
I'm good.
And the cards. Which we should open those for the purposes of this. Let's do this off camera so I'm not nervously trying to stab the cards apart.
Remember, ask a grown-up before you touch before you get anything sharp out.
That is a very, very good point. Always ask a grown-up before using the box cutter. Alright, so we've got all of the cards. Since Brass is fundamentally it's an economics game, but you have to play cards in order to actually place your buildings down and expand into new territories. And since the artwork is so lovely on the board, the artwork is equally lovely on the cards. All nicely color-coded, the backs. And you can see the later cards, I believe. There we go. Pretty standard cards to pass out. They give you the quick glance at the actions and when the various eras end. And what is this? This is upside down is what it is. Oh, it tells you the card distribution for all the cards. Okay. It's kind of nifty. So yeah, that is going to be Brass Lancashire. Now let's take a look at Birmingham. Alright, now we're going to take a look at Brass Birmingham. This is the all-new pseudo-sequel that Roxley produced, whereas Lancashire is a just straight-up remake of the original Brass game from about 10 years ago. This one is, I believe, uses the same or similar mechanics and gameplay, but has a different board. So I'm very interested to see what this one looks like in particular. And I expect it to have the same quality components that the first one did. These arrived together as part of the same Kickstarter package, but as I said, these were review copies here. So here's and it's the exact same size, kind of has that same little lip right there, same player numbers, age, and time, everything. The cover is definitely different. If I pull over Lancashire right there, and the original just Martin Wallace. This one adds the Roxley creators on there, Gavin Brown and Matt Tolman. All right, Birmingham. Let's see what you got. It's a neat cover too. It's like the cobblestones with like a little cool reflection and rain coming down. It's really nice.
And they also put a broken
little wooden wheel right there. Yeah.
Axe.
All right.
And they put a shiny saying.
So first thing we've got is pretty much the exact same group of chits that we have to punch out. This looks, I mean, at a glance, very similar, but with maybe some different buildings on there. I'm not sure what that cone circle one is.
They put this in, which was not the same from
I feel the need to have to open these because I think these are just all the same with different colors, so we'll move on.
They had this piece, too.
A little plastic insert. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Alright, so we've got our components. This looks like a very, very similar design manual, pretty much structured the exact same. Ooh, I like that part on the back. Pretty much like the first one. It's got lots of visual aids and pictures, which look very, very nice. I'm liking that a lot.
But
let's get rid of the glare.
There also wasn't
And then the same thing in the beginning. So far, pretty much the, oops,
a little bit.
I bumped the camera, exact same.
Except it was blue formed.
Oh yeah, so this one is the blue box, or the blue insert instead of the orange. Let's try and flip this the correct way.
The blue one looks much better. It's much prettier.
Alright, so now we're looking at
The board.
the board, which is the biggest difference between the Brass Lincolnshire and Brass Birmingham. This is a different board. I'm not familiar with the geography of England. I recognize some names on here though. Coventry, Birmingham. That's probably about it. Derby sounds familiar. I don't know if this overlaps with the region of the other one or not. I'm guessing no. This one is completely landlocked, isn't it? There's no shipyards at all. That's a big change, right? Look at that cool barrels on the side. This is, I mean, it's very, very nice looking. This It looks like it could change up the game quite a bit. There's
They
the coal
also put out down a lantern.
and iron over here. That's right.
Down a lantern.
It looks very nice, but yeah, it's definitely a completely different map.
Here's where you.
So if you're already familiar with brass, if you're really a fan of brass, then you probably want both games. But perhaps, and you can look for my review in a couple months out on Tabletop Gaming Magazine. But perhaps this would be the better one to get just because it's the newer game. So that's the new map, new player boards,
Yep.
which again we do not have shipyards on. Let's see if I can just
Okay, look.
pull one out to look at it.
There's one thing that's different. These are the two. There's one thing that's different. It has an extra thing.
Hold it a little bit more that way. There we
An
go.
extra thing.
Oh, those are like barrels. Those are adorable.
And they
We
also
got the
have
coal
the
and
same
iron.
pieces.
Yep. So it looks like the player board is double-sided, which is completely new as well.
Yeah.
Not even sure about that. So this one, all right, this has got definitely some different rules on there. It's the same great art and maybe the same overall theme of the game, which is obviously running an economics engine in 19th century England. But I am very curious to see how these double-sided player boards work and the lack of shipyards and the addition of like maybe whiskey barrels in there. So in here we've got the standard bags, we've got the cards, which I suppose we could be looking at these cards as I carefully pick them apart with my box cutter. There we go.
I already said a thing in the other one.
There we go. Ah,
Oh, feel it.
these are... Which way am I facing here? There we go. Upside down, backwards, every which way. Okay, so really nice cards. And again, the concept is the same where all the cards represent locations on the board, as well as lovely different colors. All kinds of location. I mean, look at this. This is like fantasy map artwork that you'd have on a wall. That is really cool. Very, very nice looking. And there's your specific building cards as well in the back end. So part of the strategy is using either the location to build what you need or the building to build what you need.
And
again, as my daughter is already getting out, we've got the very thick clay poker chips, which look, I mean, very, very nice. It's very cool to play with like substantial physical chips like that rather than just kind of flimsy cardboard units. So that's very nifty. So I'm now interested in looking at the iron tokens. Let's just go ahead and seamlessly switch to those right now. Alright, so now we're going to be looking, I'm actually still moving these out of the way. This is the, this was just an extra shipped box. I don't know if this was kind of a extra reward of the Kickstarter backer, whatever level this was. But this is a really heavy box of what looks like just a lot of the extra clay tokens. So I guess if you wanted extra ones, then you could get this box, which I now have to figure out how to open on camera. There we go. Okay. Wow. Fancy.
Whoa. And it also has the same thing again, except it also made a pretty red ribbon.
It is a pretty red ribbon. It's a really fancy box for sure. Let's see if we can, it's got some cardboard in there. Okay.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's kind of help you pull it out, I guess, but this is so heavy, I don't think that ribbon's going to be up to snuff. So this is, so now I'm oddly slightly less impressed with this because the game looks like they already come with that, unless that was a special, if that was a special extra reward, is that they already came with this much. Each brass game comes with one of these, and this was a separate,
Wow.
I'm not quite sure.
Wow, it has a different one.
Yeah, this comes with, looks like more. Let's see the comparison here.
Ooh,
Yeah, it definitely comes with more. So here's what the normal brass game comes with. Like 2.5 packs of the ones. one full pack of 5s, and then a half each of a 10 and a 20. This one comes with 2 full stacks, actually even more than that, you can see, of the 1s, a big stack of 5s, big stack of 20s, and then a half stack of 10 and a half stack of 100. So I guess if you were playing a big 4-player game, maybe you'd want to break out more tokens, because I wonder if it would be interesting to see if you would actually run really low on tokens with more players. But otherwise, yeah, I just ended up with a whole nother iron clay token. Or if you just wanted these, if you had the original brass and you wanted this as a cool update, I guess they could have sold these separately. So that was probably a thing as well. So that's what the iron clay tokens are, but the brass editions come with it, although that might be because it's a special Kickstarter edition or something like that. But guys, that is the unboxing of brass Lancashire, brass Birmingham, and the iron clay token box. Thank you for seeing all this cool stuff.